Sometimes in life, we receive things from people that look generous and kind on the outside, but deep down they carry something hidden, expectations. A gift, by definition, is something given freely without any hope of return. But when a gift is given with strings attached, it is not really a gift. It becomes a tool of control, and accepting it can quietly rob us of our freedom, self-respect, and peace. Many times, people offer gifts not out of love or kindness, but because they want something in return. It could be loyalty, obedience, silence, or even your time and attention. At first, you may not notice it. The gift seems harmless. You feel happy, even flattered, that someone thought of you. But over time, the real reason behind that gift begins to reveal itself. Suddenly, the giver expects you to act a certain way, speak in their favor, or support them in things you don't agree with. You feel pressured, even trapped. That is when you realize the gift was never free. Such gifts create invisible chains. They can make you feel indebted, like you owe something to the person. And when you try to refuse their requests, they remind you of the favor they did for you. "Didn't I help you when no one else did?" they'll say. "How can you say no to me now?" These emotional tactics make you feel guilty. You start doing things not because you want to, but because you feel obligated. In this way, the gift takes away your voice, your choice, and your dignity. In some relationships, especially in friendships or family dynamics, gifts can be used as tools of manipulation. For example, someone may buy you something expensive just to make you feel small, like you're not capable of getting it yourself. Or they may offer constant help just to stay in control of your decisions. Over time, you begin to depend on them more than yourself. Confidence drops, and your ability to say no becomes weaker. This is where poverty begins, not the poverty of money, but the poverty of character, strength, and independence. Even in the workplace or among classmates, gifts with expectations are common. A colleague may offer to do your task, only to expect you to cover for them later. A friend may give you a treat, but only to make sure you take their side in an argument. These small actions may not seem dangerous at first, but they start building a pattern, and that pattern slowly trains you to give up your control, just to keep others happy. What we must understand is that real gifts are pure. They don't make us feel small or obligated. They come from love, not control. They make us feel stronger, not weaker. The moment a gift starts making you feel like you owe someone your time, your effort, or your silence, it's no longer a gift, it's a trap. Therefore, it is wise to think before accepting anything that seems too generous. Ask yourself, why is this being given to me? Is there an expectation behind it? Will I lose my peace or independence after this? If the answer is yes, it's better to politely decline, no matter how attractive the gift looks. At the end of the day, the true wealth in life comes from being free to make your own choices, to live with self-respect, and to stand on your own, and nothing, no gift is worth losing that for. Gifts are often seen as symbols of love, care, and kindness. However, not all gifts bring blessings. Some gifts, especially those obtained from haram, forbidden, or dishonest sources, carry with them a spiritual burden that can silently destroy the peace, prosperity, and barakah blessing in a person's life. In today's world, many people do not question the source of what they receive. If something is expensive, shiny, or helpful, they accept it with open arms. But Islam teaches us to be mindful not only of what we give and take, but also where it comes from. Accepting gifts that are earned through illegal or immoral means, such as bribery, theft, corruption, blackmail, gambling, fraud, or cheating, is like welcoming poison wrapped in gold. It may look beautiful on the outside, but inside it is harmful to the soul, the mind, and even your livelihood. There is a saying in Islam that every bit of flesh nourished by haram is more deserving of the fire. This powerful reminder shows that whatever we eat, wear, or benefit from should be clean not just in its physical form, but also in its origin. When we accept a gift that we know came from dishonesty or wrongdoing, we are participating in that sin. Even if we didn't earn it, by accepting it willingly, we become part of the corruption. That acceptance opens the door to poverty, not just in wealth, but in blessings, peace, and honor. Imagine someone gives you a brand new phone, but you know they got it by stealing or lying. Every time you use it, deep inside, your heart feels uneasy. That is the fitra, the natural purity of your soul, telling you something is wrong. Over time, the discomfort grows. You may lose sleep or face constant troubles without understanding why. That is how gifts from Haram sources silently affect your life. They look like blessings, but they remove the barakah from your time, your health, and your home. Even in business, some people try to gift clients or officials with expensive items in order to gain favors. This is not generosity. It is bribery disguised as kindness. Accepting such gifts is not only unethical, but it also invites the anger of Allah. These actions promote unfairness and dishonesty in society. They create a system where truth and hard work are ignored, and only those who play dirty win. In such an environment, poverty spreads, not just in money, but in values, justice, and trust. Some people justify accepting such gifts by saying, "It's not my fault how they got it, I'm just receiving it." But Islam doesn't support that logic. The Prophet Muhammad P. made it clear that what is haram to give is also haram to take. So, even if we are not the ones earning it, if we knowingly take what comes from sin, we will be held accountable. We must also be cautious not to let our needs or desires blind our judgment. Sometimes, in times of hardship, the temptation to accept an easy gift, no matter where it came from, can be strong, but we must remind ourselves that true wealth comes from halal, permissible means. Allah is the provider of rizq, and He has promised that what is written for us will reach us in a pure way. We don't need to stain our hands with the dirt of others. In the end, it is better to live with less that is pure than to accept more that is corrupt. Because what comes from wrong sources never stays for long, and even if it does, it leaves emptiness behind. Purity in what we receive is as important as purity in what we give. Only then can we truly live a life of dignity, peace, and lasting success. In life, hard work and self-effort are the keys to growth, dignity, and long-term success. But sometimes people are offered gifts that seem generous on the surface, yet in reality they destroy the spirit of hard work. These are the kinds of gifts that kill effort, weaken willpower, and create a mindset of dependency. Accepting such gifts may feel like a shortcut to comfort, but in the long run, they attract poverty, not only of money, but also of ambition, skills, and self-respect. Imagine a student who receives help with every assignment from a friend. At first, it may seem helpful. They finish work on time, get good grades, and feel relaxed. But slowly, this student stops learning, thinking, or trying. The brain that was meant to grow through effort becomes lazy. Over time, they forget how to solve problems on their own. When exams come, or when real life challenges appear, they feel helpless. That small favor, the gift of help, actually killed their effort. It took away the valuable opportunity to learn and become stronger. The same thing happens in families. Sometimes parents or relatives give too much without allowing the younger generation to work for anything. A young person may receive everything, money, clothes, gadgets, but never be asked to work, save, or earn. They grow up feeling entitled, not responsible. The habit of struggle, the pride of earning something through sweat and patience, is never developed. And when life asks for responsibility, they feel lost. What was given with love eventually turns into a burden. The gift killed their effort, and with it, their ability to survive and succeed on their own. In society, we often see well-meaning people offering help in ways that are actually harmful. They offer repeated financial support, unnecessary favors, or constant rescue, even when the person they are helping is capable of trying. While kindness is a virtue, overhelping can create a mindset of laziness. When someone knows they will always be rescued, they stop trying. Their muscles of effort grow weaker, and slowly they fall into a silent poverty, not of money, but of discipline, growth, and strength. Some gifts come with the message, "Don't struggle, I'll do it for you." These are the most dangerous. They may come from people who love us or care for us, but they send a wrong signal that effort is useless. This message is like poison. It teaches a person that they don't need to plan, prepare, or persevere, and when life challenges them, and it always does, they have no tools left to stand firm. Effort is what gives value to our success. A person who works hard for something values it deeply. They respect their time, their money, and their relationships. But someone who is handed everything without struggle often becomes careless, wasteful, and bored. They start seeking more handouts, more shortcuts, and eventually lose the joy of achieving something through their own ability. This is how poverty of the mind begins. Therefore, it is important to recognize which gifts help and which ones harm. A true gift should inspire growth, not kill ambition. It should support you when you've done your best, not replace your best effort. If a gift makes you stop trying, it is not a blessing. It is a trap. We must learn to value our own journey, even if it is slow or difficult. The pride of earning something honestly, with effort, is far greater than the comfort of receiving it without trying, because only effort builds confidence, resilience, and true success. And no gift, no matter how big, can replace the strength that comes from within. Not every gift is a blessing, and not every act of generosity is free from danger. Sometimes what appears to be a kind gesture or a thoughtful present is actually a distraction in disguise. These distractions, wrapped up like gifts, can quietly pull us away from our goals, destroy our focus, and weaken our determination. They look beautiful, they feel good, but their hidden purpose is to make us forget who we are and where we were going. This is one of the most subtle ways poverty begins, not of money, but of time, purpose, and success. Life is full of temptations. You may be working hard toward your dream, planning your future, staying disciplined. Then someone offers you a gift. Maybe it's an expensive item, a job offer that seems too easy, an invitation to a lifestyle of quick fun or constant entertainment. These things may not seem wrong at first. In fact, they can feel like rewards, but slowly they begin to steal your attention. What used to be important, your goals, your studies, your personal growth, starts fading into the background. That gift becomes a source of distraction. And distractions are dangerous, especially when they feel good. For example, a student focused on their studies might be given the latest phone or game console as a gift. It seems harmless, but soon hours that were meant for learning get spent on games and social media. Sleep suffers, grades fall, motivation weakens, all because of one gift that looked innocent but became a doorway to wasted time. What was supposed to bring joy ends up bringing loss. In the professional world, someone working hard to build a business or a career might be offered an easier job with less effort but more comfort. At first, it sounds like a dream, but once they accept, they stop challenging themselves. Their vision becomes blurry and their hunger for growth disappears. That offer, that opportunity, was really a distraction pulling them off the path of their real potential. It didn't build them, it paused them. And pausing for too long becomes falling behind. Even in relationships, distractions can come disguised as gifts. Someone may shower you with attention, money, or flattery, but their real intention is to control your time, limit your freedom, or take you away from your priorities. You may think they're just being kind, but slowly you lose touch with your dreams. Your schedule is no longer yours, your energy is no longer focused, and you begin to live for their approval instead of your own purpose. That gift of love or care, if not sincere, can distract you from becoming the best version of yourself. The worst part about these types of gifts is that they don't feel like traps, they feel like blessings. That's why they are so dangerous. They delay your progress, steal your time, and shift your focus, all while making you feel like you're being rewarded. And time lost in distraction is time you can never get back. Each moment spent away from your goals is a step backward, even if it feels like you're standing still. That is why it is important to be alert. Ask yourself, is this gift helping me grow or making me lazy? Is it bringing me closer to my goal or pulling me away from it? Is it feeding my future or just giving me momentary pleasure? If the answer points to distraction, then that gift is not a blessing, it's a test. And sometimes, the most powerful move you can make is to politely refuse what looks good but doesn't serve your purpose. True success comes not from what we receive, but from what we choose to focus on. Distractions can be expensive, even when they come wrapped as gifts. In today's fast, moving world, peace of mind is more valuable than gold. It is the calmness in your heart, the clarity in your thoughts, and the quiet confidence that you are living the life you were meant to live. But peace of mind doesn't come easily, and once you have it, you must protect it fiercely. Many things in life can disturb it: people, situations, expectations, and even your own thoughts. If you're not careful, you may end up sacrificing your inner peace for things that don't truly matter. Peace of mind begins with knowing who you are and what you want. When you have clarity about your values, your goals, and your limits, it becomes easier to stay grounded. But the moment you let other people's opinions control your decisions, or when you say yes just to please others while hurting yourself inside, you begin to lose that peace. It's like handing over the remote control of your emotions to someone else. They press a button, and your mood changes. That is not peace, it's emotional slavery. One of the biggest threats to your peace of mind is comparison. In the age of social media, people constantly compare their lives with others. Someone else has a better job, a bigger house, a more glamorous lifestyle, and suddenly you begin to doubt your own worth. But what you see online is not always the truth. People show their highlights, not their struggles. When you measure your life by someone else's achievements, you end up feeling empty. Protecting your peace means reminding yourself that your journey is unique. You don't need to be better than anyone else. You just need to be better than the person you were yesterday. Toxic relationships are another heavy burden on the mind. Some people drain your energy, disrespect your boundaries, and bring constant negativity. It doesn't matter if they are friends, family, or coworkers. If someone is always hurting your spirit, it's okay to create distance. You can care for people without allowing them to disturb your mental balance. Sometimes the most peaceful thing you can do is walk away from what is no longer good for your soul. Another silent enemy of peace is overthinking. Worrying too much about the past, or fearing what might happen in the future, keeps your mind in a state of constant stress. You replay conversations, imagine worst-case scenarios, and lose sleep over things that may never happen. Real peace lives in the present moment, when you train your mind to focus on what you can do now, not what you should have done or what might go wrong. You begin to feel lighter. Trust that whatever is meant for you will find you, and whatever is not will pass. Also, learn to say no without feeling guilty. Your time and energy are limited. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking on too many responsibilities just to please others leaves you exhausted and unhappy. Saying no is not rude, it's respectful to yourself. You are not responsible for everyone's happiness. You are responsible for your own. Protecting your peace also means taking care of your body, your space, and your habits. Sleep well, eat clean, and spend time in nature. Declutter your environment. Remove noise, mess, and distractions from your space and your mind. Create routines that make you feel calm and organized. The outer world reflects the inner one. A peaceful life begins with peaceful choices. Finally, don't wait for peace to come from outside. It is something you must build from within. Forgive when you can. Let go of what you can't control, and believe in your own worth. When your heart is at peace, everything else falls into place. Protect it like treasure, because that's exactly what it is. Self-respect is one of the most powerful qualities a person can have. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your worth, standing by your principles, and refusing to be treated as less than you deserve. But in a world full of shortcuts and easy comforts, it's easy to forget the value of self-respect. Sometimes free comfort appears more tempting than effort. Someone offers help, money, or favors without asking for anything in return, at least not right away. It feels convenient, but if that comfort comes at the cost of your dignity or independence, it is not worth it. When you accept free comfort without thinking, you may find yourself becoming dependent. This can be dangerous. Slowly, your ability to work hard, solve problems, or make your own decisions fades away. You begin to rely on others for your needs. At first, it feels like support, but eventually it becomes control. The person giving the comfort may begin to expect obedience, or they may remind you of all they've done for you. In return, you may feel pressured to act against your will or accept things you know are wrong. That is the price of free comfort. It steals your freedom one piece at a time. Self-respect means choosing your own path, even if it's harder. It means working for what you want, rather than begging or waiting for someone else to give it to you. This choice builds strength. Each time you say, "I can do it myself," even when the road is tough, you grow more confident. You learn how to survive, how to solve problems, and how to stay true to yourself. You may have less in your hands, but your heart stays full of pride and courage. There are many real-life examples of people who chose self-respect over free comfort and ended up achieving greatness. They didn't take shortcuts. They didn't depend on others for survival. They built their lives with effort, day by day. Yes, it took longer. Yes, it was harder. But in the end, their success was their own. And no one could take it from them. On the other hand, many people fall into the trap of easy comfort. They accept money, favors, or gifts from others without considering the cost. Slowly, they lose their independence. Their lives become controlled by the ones who gave them that comfort. They are no longer free to say no, to dream big, or to stand tall. Their self-respect fades, and with it, their sense of purpose. Comfort is not wrong. We all deserve a life of ease, safety, and rest. But when comfort is offered without effort, especially by someone who expects something in return, obedience, silence, loyalty, it becomes a prison. True comfort comes when you earn it yourself, through honest work and dignity. That comfort gives joy, pride, and peace of mind. Self-respect also teaches others how to treat you. When you respect yourself enough to say no to unearned favors or disrespectful treatment, people learn to respect your boundaries. You show the world that you are not someone who can be bought with gifts or easy offers. You have values, and you're not afraid to protect them. In the end, self-respect is not about being proud or arrogant. It is about knowing your worth and refusing to sell it for anything, even comfort. Life may test you. It may offer you things that look good on the surface but cost your dignity underneath. Be wise. Think long term. A small struggle today with self-respect is better than a lifetime of regret with comfort that came too easily. Choose the harder right over the easier wrong. Choose self-respect, because once it's lost, it's very hard to get back.